Hey there, and welcome to Today 365. You're watching our Read-Aloud series where we pick one awesome book each month to read, learn, and think together. Today we're covering Chapter 2, The Otters, and take a closer look at the robot. Chapter 2. The island's northern shore had become something of a robot gravesite. Scattered across the rocks were the broken bodies of four dead robots. They sparkled in the early morning light, and their sparkles caught the attention of some very curious creatures. A gang of sea otters was romping through the shallows when one of them noticed the sparkling objects. The otters all froze. They raised their noses to the wind, but they smelled only the sea. So they cautiously crept over the rocks to take a closer look. The gang slowly approached a robot torso. The biggest otter stuck out his paw, swatted the heavy thing, and quickly jumped back. But nothing happened, so they reeled over to a robot hand. Another brave otter stuck out her paw and flipped the hand over. It made a lovely clinking sound on the rocks, and the otters squeaked with delight. They spread out and played with robot arms and legs and feet. More hands were flipped. One of the otters discovered a robot head in a tide pool, and they all dove in and took turns rolling it along the bottom. And then they spotted something else. Overlooking the gravesite was one surviving crate. Its sides were scraped and dented, and a wide gash ran across its top. The otter scampered up the rocks and climbed onto the big box. 10 furry faces poked through the gash, eager to see what was inside. What they saw was another brand new robot. But this robot was different from the others. It was still in one piece, and it was surrounded by spongy packing foam. The otters reached through the gash and tore at the foam. It was so soft and squishy. They squeaked as they snatched at the fluffy stuff. Shreds of it floated away on the sea breeze. And in all the excitement, one of their paws accidentally slapped an important little button on the back of the robot's head. Let's briefly review this chapter. The Otters. The key characters introduced in this chapter are Otters and Robot. The otters gather the robot inside the crate, looking curious. Then, the otters notice that the robot is dead and play with the robot's head, arms, legs, and torso. But suddenly, one otter accidentally pressed a button on the robot's head. Finally, the robot inside the crate has woken up. Now, what is she going to do? Guess what she's going to do to survive? Watch chapter 3 and figure it out. What do you expect in the next chapter? Let's take a brief preview of what lies ahead. If I were to give a hint for the next chapter, the robot starts to move and tries to complete the tasks. Make sure to tune in. Catch you next time.